My name's Connor Sejan, and I play basketball for the University of Nebraska, and this is day 16 of showing you guys our journey to get to the Final Four. If you guys have been following along on our journey, you know that I'm coming back from a season-ending injury, and so today I'm going to take you guys through an entire lift. And with today being Tuesday, it means it's my upper body circuit, which it is the hardest lift of the weekend. Oh my goodness, let's move on from that. But I have 20 exercises, and usually it's 6 sets of heavy weight, but this is a deload week, so I'm going to be going light on everything and only 2 sets. And the first 2 exercises of the circuit are high pull and push jerk. This is to start off doing explosive exercises for the circuit because that's something that I really need to be locked in for when I get back on the floor. Next, I had eccentric pull-ups, and those are killer. Now, after destroying my lats, then I had to move on to med ball slams, which is really to prep me for my next exercise, which is bench press. Last week, I was doing 225 for reps. This week, it is obviously not the same thing because it is a deload week that I talked about, which means half the weight that I usually do because I'm prepping my body again for the next phase of my workouts. However, when I am doing high weight and bench press, this shocks my body for the rest of the circuit. And then we go straight into med ball push starts, which is something working on my stopping and my explosiveness out of a start position, which is really great for my ankle. Then we get into long bar chop, which activates our core to get ready for the rest of the exercises, which is going to be a huge part for the rest of the circuit. Because then we jump straight into a physio ball, which is filled with water for a lunge and rip exercise. And this uses a lot of core and a lot of stability. And then that's when we go into dumbbell front and lateral raise, because now that my core is activated, I can stay stable and make sure that I'm really only using my shoulders to get the weight up. And then I jump straight into another physio ball exercise, which is working on stability and core as well, but also working on the movement and putting everything together into one. And you should start to see a trend here. Yes, I'm doing upper body circuit, but everything has to do with stability and core because that is the most important part for me. And obviously you can tell that I need some work on that. And when I get back on the floor, I need to be as stable as I can be so that when I get back out there, I do not re-injure myself. Now this core exercise absolutely kills. Using the side of your core, the front, I mean, I don't even know what they're called, but you literally use everything and it sucks. Now I can also say that these front leg raises are also terrible. And you're going to see here that all of these last exercises are core, and these are the hardest ones yet. Front leg raise, ab roll out, both terrible exercises, and they're at the end of the circuit for a reason. Because then we move into the second last exercise, which is bike sprints. Now these are only 2 15-second intervals, and you're usually supposed to go as hard as you can, but with the deload, I was only going about 75%. And this is supposed to wind you before your last exercise, which is the hardest core, boxer abs. So if you guys want to try this, it's 10 regular sit-ups, 10 sit-ups with your left leg up, 10 with your right leg up, and then you switch them. However, when you switch your legs, you don't switch them at the top, you switch them on your way up. And then the last 10 reps, you go up and you touch your toes, so it's 50 crunches, and I promise you this looks easy, but it is not. But that's a full lift coming back from injury. Follow to stay on our journey to the Final Four.